Hey there, Robert Barton with OfficeAutomated.com, and in this short video I'm going to share with you a goodie bag, or what I use to carry around my video equipment, as you can see here. And I'm going to open up the bag and show you everything inside, but I'm going to show you a basic package and a more advanced package if you're a tech head and you want to have more than one option. So the most important piece of equipment in this bag is the bag itself, and it's just because there's so many different components, the cameras, the gimbals, the tripods, everything that we need to create videos quickly and be able to carry the package around with me no matter where I'm going or where I'm going to be shooting. The bag really helps to hold everything in one place. The bag can be used by your staff, go get the video bag, and then everything is in one spot. So it really makes a big difference. We have a tripod on the side, which I'll show you here shortly, but the point is that the bag is one of the most important pieces within this, and I would say the bag is necessary for a basic package or a more advanced package. So let's talk about the basic items that you need first. Let's open this thing up, and I would say the first item is this little Gorilla tripod. It's very portable. You can stack it up on books, you can set it up in all kinds of different ways to get video. It attaches to your iPhone or any camera for that matter via this little guy here. And then you use one of these guys here to mount your iPhone too. So I do a lot of videos using the iPhone. Right now I'm shooting on the Sony AX53 because when I do a lot of videos at my house, I use the Sony and I control it with my iPhone. But that's how you attach the iPhone to it. It just lifts up there, put it in, fasten it down, you're good to go. And you can set this up so many different ways. The lighting on the iPhone is easier to control than with other types of cameras, especially a DSLR, as we've talked about in other videos. So tripod, super important. The next thing you need as a basic package is a gimbal. So when you're doing static videos, you can put everything on a tripod and you can just talk, and it works very well, depending on the type of information you're trying to deliver or convey. But if you're going to be moving around, maybe doing an exercise demonstration or something where you're having to move the camera, having a gimbal is absolutely necessary. If you don't have a gimbal, the image quality is going to be very jumpy, and it's much easier to just get good image in the first place. We can fix some with post-production. We can stabilize some images using some of the advanced editing software, but it's just much easier to get good images in the first place. And so what a gimbal does, let's go ahead and open this guy up here. This is the Smooth 3 gimbal for the iPhone in particular. So open it up here, and here it is. It is a all aluminum construction, and the iPhone mounts basically here, and so when it turns on, it's kind of oriented this way, so the iPhone fits into it kind of like this. This thing holds level, and I'll demonstrate this with the GoPro version here in a second, but it holds everything level, and as you're walking around, it really smooths out the camera, and it doesn't distract the viewer. If your images are very jumpy and they're distracting the viewer, they're not going to watch your YouTube videos. And if they don't watch your YouTube videos, you're not going to elevate your position within YouTube or within Google in terms of being an expert in your particular field. So it's very important to have good images. This is about $300 on Amazon. It may sound expensive. There are other options as well, but I researched a lot, and I just tend to go with the one that's has the best reviews, is the best made. Like I said, this thing is all aluminum. It's really smooth. It's a fantastic device. I really love using it. And if you, again, are doing a video where you're moving around, it's absolutely necessary. So let's talk about sound. So for sound, when you are doing a static video, you can put sound on the tripod or on whatever you're using. And if you're close enough to it, you can use what's called a shotgun mic. This would be in the advanced, so I'm going to go to this here in a second. But for a lot of sound, you're going to separate the sound from the video camera or from the video source, and you're going to use something like this. This is a little lapel mic. This is specifically for an iPhone. It's made by Rode, and I'll put the links down here for these things. But you attach it to your lapel, much like I have right here, but I'm using the Zoom H5. So I tend to use this because it's really easy to get the file from this guy to the computer. But for making videos, other types of videos, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use an old iPhone that I have because I can put this in my pocket. I can string the cord down my shirt and then into my pocket essentially, and it's much more portable. So now I can move around with separate sound. You simply email the file from here to wherever you need it to do the post-production. So for us, you would upload your video file and then your sound file separately, and then we'll take care of the rest. We'll put them together. But you can put this in your pocket and walk around with it, whereas the Zoom 5 you cannot. It's just too big. So it depends on what type of video you're making as to which type of setup that you have. But this is a very good option along with an old iPhone to get your sound. That would be a basic setup. You know, the tripod, an iPhone mount, your gimbal, and then some sound source that's separate from the video source that you're doing, and that's a basic setup. Now, for all you who just want the basic setup, you're done. For those that want a more advanced setup and some different options, here we go. So the next thing is to have a gimbal or another type of camera. So I use a GoPro sometimes, and I use a gimbal for the GoPro as well because it really makes it easier to get good footage. And this happens to be the gimbal that we use. It's the ViewFlex G model, and that G stands for GoPro, of course. And this is also interesting if you're wanting to get different camera angles for the same shot. So if you have a couple of staff members and you're explaining something and you're getting a shot from one angle and then a shot from another angle, that can sometimes be more interesting to the viewer. Imagine when you look at videos that are easy to watch and you're seeing multiple angles and multiple shots, it's just easier to watch the video. So the longer people spend watching your videos, the more the YouTube algorithm says that you're an expert of some sort, and they're going to put your videos forth, you know, higher in the list than other people. And it's all about watch time. People want to keep, or YouTube wants to keep people on their platform watching videos. That's the entire business model of Google. So having one of these guys here, very important. Now, you can also combine this with these little accessory arms, and you can mount things to this here. So if I just simply screw this to the bottom, now we have the gimbal attached with the accessory arm, and now you can kind of hold this different ways, and you can attach things to the accessory arm. You can attach a shotgun mic. So this shotgun mic would allow you not to have to mic up separately, and as long as you stay close to the mic the entire time, this works. If you are varying your distance between the mic and your mouth, then that's not going to work because the sound will kind of come in and out. That's why these work so well when you're using a lapel mic, because you're essentially, my mouth is staying the same distance to the lapel mic the whole time, and that's why it works. So, but this you would have to mount to a phone. Obviously, this guy here, I don't think GoPros, I don't know if the new GoPros have an input for sound, but you wouldn't really do that because the GoPro is going to be kind of moving independently when it's in the gimbal anyway. So that is an option. And then lighting can also go on these guys here. So if I just open up this here, I have an external light that works off of a battery. So we can just mount that. And here we go. So if I turn this light on, you can see it's quite bright. It has a dimmer on it, so we can dim it down. We can change the temperature of the light. There's a lot of different options there. But now we have lighting, and if you hold it like this, it's pretty well balanced. So if I turn the gimbal on, it levels out, and everywhere that I move this rig, the GoPro is going to stay level. So here we go, and it really smooths out the images. Now you got up and down to worry about, but most people are going to be, you know, just moving it all over the place and changing the angles. And again, this makes this much easier to handle, so your staff members can help you make videos, or even your kids. I've even had my kids help me make videos, and my 7-year-old would normally not keep it very straight at all, and it turned out very, very nicely because I was using a gimbal, and that was for the iPhone. But this here is a setup that you can also mount to a tripod. So this is a tripod mount here, and you can mount this entire rig to a tripod. Not that you would necessarily need to use a gimbal when it's on a tripod, but if you wanted to shoot using the GoPro, then this is an easy way to mount the GoPro onto a tripod using the mount right there. So again, this is a more advanced setup. I don't expect everybody to go out and get this. This little arm is about $10. This little mic is, I believe, about $100, and the light is probably no more than $50. I'll put the links in here for these things as well. This gimbal here is about $260, and I believe I mentioned the iPhone gimbal, the Smooth 3, is about $300. Well worth it in my opinion, because if you're going to make videos from a marketing perspective, then you have to have videos that are not distractingly bad. And let's see if I missed anything. You know, the other thing about the bag is it has all your cables, your chargers, your transfer and charging cables for the gimbals, you know, your other backup cables for the shotgun mic. You know, there's just all these things that need to be put into one place. Here's the GoPro housing for the waterproof, to make it waterproof. I mean, there's just everything you need in here to have a complete kit is all in one spot. And so I carry this thing around with me, and I'm ready to make videos anytime I need. And of course, I use the iPhone a lot for many of the videos, unless I'm doing one at home in this style here, which I'm using the Sony AX53. But I don't think that the Sony is that portable compared to the iPhone, and you can just kind of break the iPhone out and shoot a video very quickly. So let me know if you have any questions, of course, and hopefully this helps. I did want to show you this one more thing, the tripod. This tripod just sort of goes into a little holder on the side of this bag, and this is a basic tripod from Amazon. It's what they recommend, and you can see here it's a basic tripod. It has, you know, a handle on it, and you can, you know, kind of control those functions. It's very tall, so if you're a tall person, you could, you know, stand it up full height and get good video with you in the proper framing. So yeah, again, if you have any questions, let me know. And this is the setup for small business owners to be able to shoot good YouTube videos.